All right, Jason Gray, welcome to the Jason Gray Show. Please like and subscribe if you like this video, and please leave your comments below. I'd really appreciate it. It helps actually my channel and helps me get noticed on YouTube, so thank you. All right, let's talk about the 6-year-old student that shot his teacher, Abby Zerner, and she's in good condition right now, which is great. This is a really sad story if you think about it. A 6-year-old comes into school. There's multiple reports of this child having a gun. The superintendent ignores, it sounds like, 4 requests from either teachers and even a child that was on the playground that said that the child pulled out a gun out of his pocket and pointed it to him and says, "I'll kill you if you tell anyone that I have this gun." So that poor child, right, the trauma he's going through by a gun being pointed at him. But let's talk about what the superintendent did. Let's talk about what the teacher did. And let's talk about maybe some possible recourse that's going to happen here and what's going to happen just with all parties, I would have to sort of say. So let's talk about the superintendent. So multiple people came to him saying that there was reports of this gun. They searched his backpack, couldn't find it in his backpack. Someone had made a comment that they think it's in his pocket. The superintendent says, well, his pockets are small. How could it be in his pocket? Then someone says, we really need to check this out. And he says, it's almost at the end of school day today. Let's just write out the rest of the school day and everything will be fine. And we'll deal with this after school. So about an hour later after that last report, unfortunately, the 6-year-old pulls out his gun and shoots the teacher. Poor Abby gets shot, and she's strong enough to go ahead and get her students out of her room, get him into another room, start heading down the hallway. It sounds like another teacher came into the classroom and restrained the student and the gun and separated them from the gun. Abby's a superstar. I mean, if you think about you getting shot, you'd be in shock. But she had just the intensive saying, let's just protect these kids, get them safe. So she was safe. So of course the police get called, the ambulances come, the room is secured. They grab Abby, they take her to the hospital. It sounds like there's still a bullet in her chest. It sounds like she had one surgery waiting maybe to get the bullet taken. She's in good condition. She'll have full recovery in regards to her situation. Then, of course, the police come in and go ahead and grab the 6-year-old and restrain him, put him in the back of their police car, and started, getting him into a secured situation. Of course, then they called the parents in to go down to the police station and start to get some more details. So, sounds like this child, and of course, this is what we're hearing over, the news. Sounds like this child was having some behavioral issues. I don't know what it is, but it sounds like this was one of the first couple days where one of the parents were not sitting in class with the child. Mom dropped the child off at school. This whole thing happened. And you got to feel really sorry for this child. I mean, at 6-year-old, thinking it's okay to shoot someone, and gun safety is always super important. And if you always teach people, if you point a gun at something, you could kill it. And so you never point a gun at anyone or anything without the knowledge of thinking that thing is going to die, no matter what. It could be an accident. Sounds like from the police chief, and his name was Stephen Drew. He said that this was this was not an accident. This was fully intentional. So whatever interview happened after the fact, sounds like the kid said something like, I was trying to kill her or something. Who knows what was said here. So since then, the superintendent has resigned, which rightfully so. That superintendent should have resigned, and he was completely at fault here. He should have jumped in. I mean, we're talking about a gun, right? And talking about a 6-year-old. This is like some serious stuff here. Regardless if it could have been a BB gun or a fake gun or whatever it is, that's a very serious thing. And I think every school would take this seriously. And unfortunately, this gentleman did not. So let's talk about leading up to what could happen here. And her lawyer came out and had some really good comments to be made. But you take a look at what's going to happen from this point forward, and you take a look at, okay, what's Abby going to do? Well, Abby's clearly going to sue the school district for, malice here and just what has happened to her and all the trauma that's happened to her. She'll get a $10, $20, $30 million lawsuit settled. But let's talk about the 20 kids in that classroom and their parents and their kids. well, why wouldn't they go to the school district and all sue them as well? And rightfully so. The school district or that superintendent of the school did not take action like he should have, so they were negligent, and those poor kids have to deal with that for the rest of their life. And then you got this poor 6-year-old child who supposedly the parents said that the gun was secured. How could it be secured if the kid has it on his possession, probably in his backpack or his pocket when he brought it into the school, put it in his pocket, and then up shooting her? So the parents are at fault here by not securing your guns. Your gun should be in a safe or in a safe by your bed. There's no reason why a random gun, especially with a child, just be randomly in the house. And a loaded gun at that, right? I mean, we're assuming this is a 9mm pistol too. It's a 6-year-old, and those have some recoil. And this is just not a little tiny little 22. This is a 9mm gun. It's not a 40, but it's a pretty decent sized gun. So you got to take a look at, clearly the parents were there in class for a reason. And clearly this child has some issues, unfortunately. And, what do you do with that child at this point in time in regards to how does this person now, after shooting someone, how do they cope through life? It's going to take a lot of counseling for everyone. The kids that were in the class, this poor 6-year-old as well, the parents and Abby, it's a lot. And so unpacking this tragic event, I think at the end of the day, we all have to understand gun safety. If there's ever something's happening in schools or at a public place and someone feels comfortable, take those things seriously and act on them, and do what you can. But sad story. Hope you got a little information out of this from what I know so far. There's probably a lot more details I'm missing, but give me your input. What do you think about gun safety? What do you think about this case? What would you do in this situation? You talk about the heroes in the situation, how fast the ambulance got there was within minutes, which was crazy. So just talk about those. Leave your comments below. Please like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. That was a good video, Dave.